up, guys? Alright, so driving the new GX right now. I think one of the first things that I probably want to talk about is why I even went about getting another vehicle. Main reason is because I love the M4 so much that it's killing me to see how fastly I kind of feel like I'm deteriorating the life of the vehicle by placing so many miles a year on it. So right now I'm putting about 15 to 18,000 miles a year on the M4, and that in general just scares the crap out of me. I just feel like it's withering away as I own it, and I feel like it's just awful. It makes me feel bad driving it so much. I love the car. I feel like I should be driving every chance I get, but at the same time I feel like I'm putting unnecessary miles on it, and I want to make it last a little bit longer. And so this was an effort to do that. So what I wanted to do was find something that was a little bit more rugged, something that I could take kayaking. I have a kayak and I've had it for years, and I actually haven't in the past 2 years been able to even take it out anywhere because of the M4 doesn't have a roof rack, and I'm just not real interested in throwing a kayak on the roof of an M4. It just doesn't sound too appealing to me. So I wanted to get something that was a little bit more rugged, something like an SUV, but I wanted something that was affordable and something that was capable of taking on a whole lot of miles. So for the past like 3 or 4 months, I've been just kind of looking around. My initial thought was the 4Runners, like the 03 to 08 4Runners, and they seem to be like exactly what I was looking for from a car perspective. Of it had the V8, which was a reliable engine that Toyota makes, and that engine is capable of 500 on up K miles. It's a cast iron block, and so one of the things about that engine is just it's reliable. It's one of the most reliable engines that Toyota's ever made, and this was something that I was very interested in with the or the 4Runner. And so I started looking around at them, and one of the things I noticed is like the interiors were definitely really dated, and I mean that didn't really matter too much to me, but I knew what I was going into with that. The cool thing was I had a friend that I work with, and we were just out on a trip in Colorado doing some snowboarding, and I was talking about getting another car, and I was interested in the 4Runner. And so what I did was I was talking to him, and he was like, why don't you get a GX470? And I was like, a what? A GX470? What's that? And he's like, it's basically what you're looking for. It's gonna be the same engine that the 4Runner has. It's gonna be an upgraded, more luxurious interior, which this is definitely a step up from some of the 4Runners of this year, especially with the leather seats, and a lot of the bells and whistles that this car has is a lot nicer than the 4Runner. So that seemed like a win-win. And another thing that was great about these cars is they're actually cheaper than buying a used 4Runner, because the 4Runner's got a name to it, and people want 4Runners. They're a desirable car. So even used 4Runners are going, $9,000 to $12,000. You can find lower than that, but they're in pretty rough shape. So anything under 150K on the 4Runners, you're spending, a decent amount of money, and it was probably because of the 4Runner name. Whereas the GX470s, I'm seeing a ton that are under 150K miles, and they are 8, 7K, somewhere in that range, for a good example of one. There's some beat up ones that are also in that range, so you got to be careful if you're going to look for that range. I lucked out and found one that was in that range and was also a really good example of one. Like, this interior in here is really the only thing that's kind of worn, but everything else is incredible on this car. The engine's well maintained. That's another perk that kind of drove this Lexus GX470 decision, is that these cars are typically owned by people that have a little bit more money, so they're going to buy this over the 4Runner because it's a Lexus, and that definitely is a different market of people. And so you get kind of the standard type of person that's going to be driving these cars is somebody who's going to take it to the Lexus dealer for every maintenance thing that's possible. It's typically going to be somebody who's not doing off-roading, whereas somebody with a Jeep is going to be taking a Jeep off-road. Even people with 4Runners are going to be trying to off-road them. So most GX470s aren't used for off-roading. It's typically driven by probably a wealthier family, to and from the grocery store, taking kids to school, kind of lower wear type of use, which is awesome because it makes these cars kind of a win-win in the scenario of being affordable, having luxury options, and just being less worn down as compared to the 4Runner. So yeah, one of the things that I wanted to do was get something, and this was the perfect example of something that I could take the miles off the M4 with. Driving this around, put a roof rack on with the kayaks. It's going to be a great vehicle for me, daily driver to work. I was realizing I was racking up so many miles, and I didn't notice how much it was racking up until I started seeing the odometer on my car, and I was like getting close to 60k miles on the M4, and I was just getting a little bit, wow, this is adding up fast, and I couldn't figure out where it was going to. And I think a lot of it came from not from driving to work, because I live pretty close to work, so my commute's not really that far, but I realize I make a lot more small trips than I thought. I go to Orlando a lot. I go to Tampa regularly. Tampa Bay Lightning games over there. Play hockey over in Tampa. So that's where I think I was chewing up most of the miles, just going on little trips here and there around the state. So yeah, just in general, this car is awesome. It's got the 4.7 liter V8, the Toyota V8 that they put in the 4Runner. Super reliable engine. The first thing here is that with this car, one of the main issues, and it's pretty minimal, but it's the main issue that you even have to worry about with this vehicle, is the water pump and timing belt are recommended to be replaced every about 90k miles, I think, based off manufacturer's spec. And you can go beyond that, but it's an interference engine, so you're definitely risking having some engine damage if you have a timing belt that gets worn and snaps while you're driving. You can really screw up the engine. So that was the main issue that I could find with this vehicle. The second one was being the air suspension. The rear suspension on this vehicle is actually a pneumatic airbag system, and it's pretty awesome actually. It rides really nice. Most people that I've seen talk about these vehicles say that they can't find examples in this range where the bags aren't shot, so I was actually surprised that I was able to find one where the bags weren't shot either. So that was awesome. One of the other things on the list was cracked dash on a lot of these. I've looked at about 5 or 6 of these cars already, and I had to pass on almost every single one of them because it was the airbags were shot, which wasn't a big deal, but on top of that, the dash was cracked, the timing belt wasn't done, and the leather interior was just horrifying. It just cracking, peeling up, just disgusting. And this interior is not exactly where I want it to be. It's pretty bad. Like, this armrest is filthy, and I've taken leather cleaner to it, and haven't really been able to do much to that. It's cracked through the leather itself. The surface of the leather is cracked, and there's not going to be any real reviving of that. But one of the other things that I decided about with this car is, leather can be replaced, seats can be replaced. So the fact that this only had the seats really that were bad, and it was missing like some roof rack end caps, which I looked right at the time at the dealership. I went and looked, and it's like $30. I ordered them from eBay and got the replacement ones, so that not being there was actually helpful in negotiating some of the costs down. And also, I'll get back to the timing belt and the water pump issue. It wasn't done on this vehicle, and it had 146,000 miles on it, so it was definitely past due, and it wasn't done on this car. So that actually gave me, and if you're in the market for this vehicle, gives you some leveraging power. You want to, use that to your advantage. You can get all the parts and do it yourself at home. It's like a $400 for the kit. It's going to take you a while to do on your own, but it can be done. I actually did not know what I was doing, so today I actually just went up to that same guy who recommended me the GX470. He knows a guy who is looking for work right now, and he's a mechanic, so he was interested in doing the timing belt water pump replacement for me, and just went up there today, took him the kit, and he did the job for me, so now I'm good to go. This vehicle should be good for the next 90 to 100k miles without any real maintenance things other than your standard wear and tear brakes. But the timing belt water pump is now finally done. That's exciting for me. And one of the things that I looked into with this car is that there are replacement leathers for the seats, and it's a kit that's about $475 right now. It's in pre-sale from RRW, Relation Race Wheels. Blech. RRW, Relation Race Wheels. They make a nice kit that is a full leather replacement. You peel the existing leather covers off the seats, and you direct replace them with this kit, and it looks fantastic. It looks OEM. It even has like nice stitching, and it matches the same colors. So the first mod to this vehicle is going to be, beyond doing the timing belt and water pump, which really isn't a mod, the first mod is going to be replacing all the leather seats in this vehicle, which I'm pretty excited about. I think it's going to completely change the way the vehicle feels. It's going to feel like a brand new car on the inside. My dash is in perfect condition, so I'm not going to have to do anything about the dash. What else? Speakers are blown. They're not the worst. They're tolerable. I can listen to it, but there's a little bit of rattle on the driver's side door speaker, and I can tell it's got some crack in it. But it's only higher volume level, so it's not the worst thing and not the highest thing on my priority right now. But I'm probably going to do something about that in the future, just not now. But for now, I'm excited to give you guys a new platform for modifications, some new videos for the channel. I'm going to be doing quite a bit of videos on this vehicle, as well as I'm catching up on vehicle mod videos for the M4, which, due to the whole coronavirus thing, I've been able to have a little bit more free time, and I'm on a break right now from grad school until the summer semester starts. So I plan on doing some major catch up on the M4 videos, so you'll see those start rolling out here periodically. Just gonna shoot for probably 2 videos a month. I'm also in the process of bringing out some of the old FZ07. I still have the bike. I'm gonna finally release some of the FZ07 modification videos. The quality of the videos is kind of bad, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of give everybody a 1 or 2 video summarization kind of recap video, and it's gonna just be me talking about the FZ07, what I've done to it so far, and some clips of the mods as I was doing them. But it's not going to be full videos of the mods, because at the time of doing it, I didn't have this newest GoPro. I had an older GoPro. I didn't have a good mic. I may not have all the footage needed to make a quality tutorial video. Hey, there's an M4 white one just like mine. Cool. So yeah, I think that I'm gonna go ahead and release the FZ07 kind of recap summary videos. I plan on doing some stuff to the bike here over the summer, so that should be kind of fun. Switch it up a little bit, take a little bit of break from the M4 and do some GX470 mods and some FZ07 mods over the next few months here. Yeah, like I said, starting off with the leather seats, replacing them with the Relation Race Wheels kit to replace those. That's on pre-sale. That should be coming in May. It's the end of April right now, so probably in a few weeks I'll have those leather replacements, and we'll go ahead and I'll install those, and I'll do a video, upload that, show how that kit looks and how to install it. That should be interesting. I've never done that kind of work before, so be a learning experience. It's probably going to be a giant pain in the butt to do, but I think it's going to be worth it. It's going to completely change the inside of the car, like I said. But yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of mods. I don't want to spoil all the mods yet, but I'm going to kind of give this thing kind of an off-road look. I want to do a lift kit, nice wheels and tires, big wheels, all-terrain wheels and tires. So yeah, those are just kind of some of the things that I plan on doing with the GX over the next few months. And I'll film everything and keep you guys in the loop on all of that. And also, feel free to make any comments, suggestions on modifications that you think I should be looking into. One of the things I looked into was Android tablet-based interface to replace all this navigation cluster. The navigation unit here is very outdated, very early 2000s looking, and so that would replace all of this with an Android tablet-based setup with Apple CarPlay, Android audio, car audio. Not sure what the Android equivalent of Apple CarPlay is, but having Apple CarPlay in a 2005 car with a nice touchscreen tablet interface would be awesome. But highest priorities right now are wheels, tires, lift kit, and leather seat replacements. I think one of the biggest things that's going to be awesome about this car is it's going to enable me to now have a daily driving vehicle. I'm going to have something that I can take kayaking, road trips up to camp up in the springs in Central Florida. There's some really nice springs up there, and this will give me the opportunity to have like a nice vehicle to take up there. I can tow the motorcycle, which is going to be awesome. I kind of have an idea in mind, which what I would like to do is I think do a road trip up to Tail of the Dragon up in the Carolinas and trailer the FZ07 with this, since this thing's capable of towing, and go up there for a weekend, stay in a cabin, do some off-roading in this, and also take the FZ07 out on some mountain roads and get some awesome footage of that. So in general, this car provides a little bit more of a way for me to, as a gateway to get into some of the things I'm already into, like kayaking, motorcycle hauling, for going on road trips. And also I play ice hockey once a week, and shoving the ice hockey bag in the back of the M4, especially after a game when you're dead tired, it's awful. It's I'm trying really hard not to ever scratch anything, so I got to be very careful. But when you're tired after a game, you know, you lose sight of those things. And so luckily, as of now, I haven't had any issues loading and unloading the hockey gear from the trunk of my car. But this is going to be the new hockey rig, and I'm going to be able to, with this swing open tailgate, I'm going to be able to just throw my gear like right up onto the tailgate, right into the back, and just be a much easier vehicle to go up and play hockey with. And I can even now, I have enough room to throw 2 or 3 bags in the back and bring friends along if we go and play tournaments places. Sometimes we go and play over at the Amalie Arena over in Tampa, and we can just pile a bunch of guys in here and go play hockey. And yeah, in general, I'm just really excited about this car. I think it's going to be a good platform for me to modify. It's different from what I've ever done before. It's different for the channel. It's going to be hopefully brings a whole new audience of people that are interested in these vehicles, and I'm just really excited. So with that being said, I guess for now, I'm gonna tune out, and hopefully this is a good introductory video into the GX470 for you. And yeah, I look forward to doing these mods with you. And until the next video, you guys stay safe out there with the coronavirus. Practice your social distancing, and keep your family and yourselves safe. And we'll look forward to doing some modifications in the future with you. All right, later guys.